In this video, I would like to share my review of 7 best AI search visibility trackers. For the last 6 months, I've tested around 10 tools. There are dozens of them, but I've chosen the most popular ones. So all the tools I've tested, I've used paid plans, and I've tried to find the most valuable feature they have, maybe something unique they have that other tools don't have. So I wrote an article about it. I will add it to the video, but I guess that showing the interfaces and explaining these features in the video will help you understand more which one is better for you. So the first one tool is the Peec AI. They became very popular and recognizable in this space around, I guess, for 2 years. And this is the startup from the Berlin, and a couple of the features I like in them. So the design is good enough. It's easy to scan, to work with it. The first valuable thing that I like what they did is that when I look on the URLs, cited URLs, the categorization they use, I like it. And huge value that some brands still don't do is that they have a separate column when you can check whether your brand mentioned, or you can even choose another competitor brand and check whether they mentioned. So it's right, like a ready-to-do list. You export it, and you know that you need to delegate it to your outreach team to get backlinks and mentions from the URLs where your company is not mentioned yet. This is the first thing. Then the second thing is the other tools don't have is the option when you create the project, the option to add multiply domains and multiply brand names to your own website or competitor. For example, in this case, for my customer Tango AI, top competitor Scribe, they have 2 domain names, scribe.com and scribehow.com. And when I track it in other brands, I have 2 different brands, Scribe and ScribeHow. And this is a huge problem because these are really aliases of one brand. Here's the interface how you can do that. You enter like the brand name, you enter aliases, multiply aliases, and you can enter multiply alternative domain names. So this is a huge value. I believe other tools also will implement it soon, but Peec was the first one to recognize this valuable. Then the Google Data Studio connector, as they were first to release it, and I built my own template for this. I see the demand from people because many marketers still building reporting in Looker Studio, and if you have AI visibility tracking, they just want to connect it to the existing reporting where they already have other data sources. So they released it, and this is just good enough template. Good enough report. Here's an example of the report I built in Looker. Other features I like that they already have the crawl insights, and meaning checking which bots scroll the website and which pages, and how often. Also, they have the crawlability feature, just for a quick check whether you are not blocked some bots from crawling. And recently they released the integration with GA4, which is good. Other great thing that they pricing page, they have the limited users included, because some brands will limit users. I also like that they team release a lot of data studies about AI search, how it works, what you should do, how LLMs rank brands and so on. So, but didn't stop on Peec for now, for two reasons. The first one is actually the pricing. I don't like they don't include cloud tracking in the basic plans in the Starter and Pro. It's available only on the enterprise plan. And also sometimes credits policy is not easy to calculate. Sometimes, so you can choose which prompts you want to track, and which LLMs you want to track, and you get less prompts. So that's why after Peec I've tried the Promptwatch. Their pricing is I like their pricing. They have the limits by users, but they include all models in each plan, and they don't, like, when you track prompts, they don't limit it by, if you need more LLMs, yeah, you get less prompts. There is no such problem. Also, what features I liked in Promptwatch? The first one is really the unique approach to visibility score. Most brands, most AI tracking tools, they use, including Peec, Ahrefs, and so on, they use the simple formula to calculate the score. They just divide the amount of responses where your brand was mentioned to amount of overall responses from AI chats. The problem with this approach that it usually doesn't represent how the user journey works. Yeah, so it's important not just being mentioned in the response. Response can be long, and your brand may be mentioned in a negative sentiment. It can be mentioned below, and people won't read it. Yeah, so Promptwatch made the score include more variables into the score, like your position and sentiment. And based on what I saw working with it, it works really well. Yeah, and it means that it's just not enough to create more mentions. Yeah, you have to have like some positioning for your brand and distribute the same positioning across all platforms where you build mentions and backlinks. So your time, after some time, LLMs will recognize you as a best brand for specific use case. So this is what I like. Then I like that feature page tracker, because other tools don't have it except Profound. Yeah. So in this report, you can add any list of the URLs, not just your website, but third-party websites, YouTube, Reddit, Thread, etc. And you can quickly check how many times it was cited, even retrospectively, yeah, by prompts you care about. So it helps you quickly identify whether your strategy works, whether your hypothesis works. For example, you saw that some Reddit threads, you created it for specific topic keyword in your subreddit, and you're interested whether it will help you to be mentioned. Yeah. And you can see it here. The same for YouTube videos, for outreach efforts, and so on. So it's really great feedback for you to understand what works and what doesn't work. Then also like the design by the prompts. One of the problem I found, like a quick off top. Yeah, one of the problem that sometimes the interface just is loading too long. Yeah, and sometimes it's the big problem. So you see, yeah. So, but interface, well, when I click on the prompt, yeah, I can see the visibility, the UX and UI is good enough, and I quickly click on the response from the specific chat, and the feature with the sidebars where the page doesn't reload. I like it. The next good thing that they also track citations, but the separate report for Reddit and YouTube as the main, the leaders among citations. This is a good approach, and their reports by Reddit and YouTube look much better, because they extract the subreddit, they show you upvotes, comments, citations, yeah, and even the status, whether it's already archived, and you know whether it's worth spend time on this at all. Yeah. And for YouTube the same. You don't see just the list of URLs from YouTube, but you also see the preview images. You see the which channels are the most popular for this thing, and also views, likes, citations, and so on. So it just looks much better and more action oriented than in other platforms. Then the next thing I like in Promptwatch is the comparison of site mentions, meaning third-party websites. It's just a clear map that easy to scan and see who wins and who loses among brands. Yeah, it's also like the ready to-do list for your outreach team. Then the content gap feature, I like that you can connect your sitemap, and it gives you recommendations about which content you have to write or update to improve your content coverage. Yeah, sometimes it makes mistakes, it's true, yeah, but overall some of the recommendations they are from AI, but it's a good news that you don't have to enter into your AI chat. You have everything in one place, and yeah, sometimes it makes mistakes, sometimes it say you to create pages you already have, but sometimes it give you quite good insights about what you have to add to the content to make it more valuable, unique, complete, and so on. Yeah, then yeah, I also like that they have built-in crawler logs, Peec too, yeah, and they have the Visual Analytics, but the problem that they Visual Analytics is that you have to set up the tracking code to your websites. It's not the GA4 integration, and it may be something you don't want to do. Yeah. Also, yeah, some of the things I don't like. I can't view the list of all domain names in the citations. Yeah. And I can't export them. I see only top 10 domains. I can export only URLs, and this I don't like, but I guess they will fix it. Also, the good thing in Peec, also really great thing, that when you check the Reddit threads, yeah, you can check whether your brand is presented in every Reddit thread, because crawling the Reddit is not easy. It's valuable for me because it's also as an action plan, yeah, and here I don't see that. So when I see the Reddit threads, I don't see whether my brand mentioned it. I can find how to do that. Yeah, so this is the issue. And the pricing, the issue, the limited seats. If we compare it with the Peec, it's where they have unlimited seats. Yeah. Then the third tool is the Sitechecker. This is the platform I'm working on. Yeah, leading the product and marketing strategy. And for a long time we built SEO platform for agencies, and when the AI chats became adopted more and more, we built AI visibility. And if we talk about what unique we have here, the first thing that we have really deep report for AI traffic from the GA4. Yeah, we not just show you the amount of sessions from AI, we compared how many sessions you have in comparison with the current organic search and how they change. Yeah, so for you it's easy to communicate with customers when they ask whether we have to continue invest in the old Google search, how do we perform in AI chats, and so on. We started with this report because this is the most accurate data you have. Yeah, many sessions from AI chat, they don't end with them visiting your website, but it's still a valuable report where you can give the most accurate possible answers to your customers. Yeah, so this one thing. Then the second one is the deep integration overall with the Google Search Console and GA4. So when you see the landing page, yeah, you can check search metrics from Google Search Console for this landing page, yeah, in a more complete and easy to read way than you have in Google Search Console. You also see the GA4 data by landing page. Yeah, you also can see the traffic from the specific LLMs. And also, because we crawl the website every day and we track content changes, we track what has changed on the page. Yeah, so you can see on the charts whether not just Google updates but also content updates, and you can quickly recognize whether some content update help you to get more sessions, yeah, or instead it worsen some results. So this is something that other AI tracking tools don't have. And yeah, we of course have the basic AI chats tracking with the brand visibility and citation share tracking with AI responses, yeah, which you can read here and check whether your brand mentioned and in which context. You also see the list of citations. You can export them, review them. Yeah, so basic stuff is available here, and we will after making the comparison of market leaders, we will implement some features I liked in market leaders, but also we will add a couple of unique reports. One of them will be the one-time AI SEO audit, because the problem that most brands, they don't have the one-time audits. Yeah, so you have a limited amount of projects, and yeah, like 3, 10. And if you want to create a lot of one-time audits for your prospects to convert them to customers, you can do that. Yeah, and we will fix this problem. And the third, that other AI tracking tools don't have, that we have the white labeling. So you can place your logo, your domain name, and even your custom email. So all reports will come from your email to the customer, and for the customer it will be like the part of your service. Yeah, and it will give you like more trust and certainty in the eyes of your customer. Then after that, let's go to the Amplitude AI visibility. Yeah, the biggest Amplitude released it, I guess, also like 6 months ago, and it's really not their primary focus. Yeah, because at first they started the product analytics tool, but they created it as a part of their marketing analytics. And the great feature of that it's the only free tool. Yeah, you can request it here and get the free report by your brand. The only like limitation that you can add it to your corporate email. So as an agency, you can't do multiply reports for your customers, but for one brand you manage, you can do it, and it will look like here. Yeah, it's pretty good as for the first iteration they did, and some of the things I like how they did. Yeah, so you can click on the prompts, you can open topics, open prompts, yeah, and see a lot of insights here. One of the limitations, yeah, they track only Google AI reviews and ChatGPT, but it's still valuable. When I click on the sources, also they already whether your brand mentioned in cited URLs, which is also a great feature even other market leaders don't have. They have good enough sentiment analysis, so you can quickly check in which context your brand was positively mentioned. Yeah, and you can re-evaluate your strategy. Then also their recommendations are good enough, I would say. Yes, so you can click on that and you have a list of like for audits, you see topics you have to target, and so on and so on. So it's really, as for the free report, it's a good approach, and I believe that you definitely have to buy some of the tools I listed here, but you also have to try this one as some foundation, so you always have a quick report for your brand. And on this free plan, I guess you have around 500 prompts based on the Amplitude pricing, so it's a really good offer. Nobody offers this for free. After that, let's go to the Ahrefs brand radar. So based on what I see, they have two biggest unique features. The first one, overall, they don't just track the prompts you've added, but they have the biggest database of prompts they track every day or every week, I don't know exactly, but based on that they can give you a quick overview of any brand and any prompt about who are visible by these prompts and so on. Yeah, nobody does it. And for the YouTube, they also, the second unique feature is that they not just check whether your brand presented in the descriptions, but also whether your brand is presented in that video transcription. Another great feature at Ahrefs brand radar is that they allow you to track prompts not just daily but also weekly and monthly. Yeah, and this the rare feature among tools, because most of them want to track it daily, and the problem that sometimes you need just more prompts but with less frequency. Yeah, so it helps you to set up your any projects much more flexibly. Then the next tools are the AirOps and Profound. So AirOps, it's not the classical AI tracking tool. Yeah, the main focus is on the content engineering and helping you to create or update content, but the analytics is also like good enough. What catched my eye, the first one is the UX of reports by specific prompts. Yeah, it's so easy to work with. Yeah, you see the visibility, query fanouts, answer history. You also click on the any chat and you see the response that was from the LM, and all formatting, structuring, it works well. So I like how it works. It's very similar to Promptwatch approach. Then quite good opportunities. So they segment all your opportunities into the popular prompts, like gaps, what you have to create, what you have to update in the current content, what you have to do in outreach to build backlinks and mentions and so on. So it's quite accurate, I would say. And they divide it into categories well. Also good thing that you see on the pages, you see they have the option to connect Search Console and GA4 and build a complete table with all important data by your landing pages. All other tools, which I saw, they usually help you to connect GA4 to separately track AI traffic, and connect Search Console just to get keywords and so on. So this is quite good. The problem only with the pricing, based what I saw, that pricing is not visible at all on the plans, which I don't like. And also on the solo package you can track only ChatGPT without other LLMs. And I also see that Claude tracking isn't available at all. And the last one is the Profound. I would say that Profound has one of the best UX with the Promptwatch among all the tools. A couple of features which I liked. And the first one is that they also track whether the brand was mentioned by AI chats. They have great reports by specific prompts and specific AI responses. It's quick enough, it's easy to read, and I like the design. They also have the page tracker, as Promptwatch has, and other brands don't do that. And here's a good example of good visualization. For example, visibility rankings by topic. So your prompts are divided on the topics, high-level topics, and you see where you are, for example, a leader, and where you are not the leader. So it's really good to do lists, because it's clear for you. For example, in my case, it's Tango brand, that you have to start working on the topic where you are very close to the number one. In this case, it's this one, where you're number 3. And it's like a unique visualization, which I didn't see among other competitors. Then among the citations, I like how it's built. I like that they also add subdomains to the domains automatically, and that you can also add pages, any list of the pages to for the tracking. This is also interesting, like building 3D graph or 2D visualization, and you can see how all citations relate between themselves. So is this good? I saw a lot of integrations here, where you can connect a lot of tools. But all of this primarily for building agents based on this. I didn't do that because it looks like a too complicated process for me, and I prefer to use just my Claude or ChatGPT for these purposes. But among all tools I saw, it's really one of the biggest list of integrations. And what I usually don't like here, in the Profound is let me find it. It's pricing is the only concern, because so what I see, also have only, let me check it. They have only ChatGPT tracking on the starter plan, and even on the growth plan that costs like $400, you have only three LLMs. So it's too limited as for me, because you can get with the Peec or Promptwatch or Sitechecker much more. So that's my review. I will list the article to the article Medium here, and you will be able to ask any questions in the comments. I will respond to you. Let me know which brand you choose and why.